On this hunt, we are so near the heart of the Eastern Cape, we can hear it beating. I'm looking to successfully spot and stalk an impala ram with my bow. As a famous hunter, Stephen Ranella once said, "Hunting is within us. It's only very recently we stumbled into this idea that some of us won't." The impala is probably the most alert animal in the world. Stalking this animal alone is difficult. Filming and getting messed around by other animals at the same time, near on impossible. I'm so frustrated at this point that I kind of wished I had just shot that massive hog instead of continuing with my goal of stalking the impala. In fact, I know for sure many of my mates will be giving me a good wind-up after seeing how many I passed up throughout this film. It's difficult to say why, but I only had one thing on my mind: a successful archery impala hunt. My shoulders have definitely slumped and I have little hope left in the day. That has already been 17 kilometers long. But like any experienced hunter knows, opportunity can be around the next corner and we still have daylight to burn.
shooting with Impala use?
We just had a debate about it on the back of the truck.
Don't worry about it. Yo, how's that in Yana? That came out there.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that.
Like, that was the most epic footage. I have Simon and Ryan a full draw. And you over there, and suddenly this Yana just walks out. Oh my gosh.
That is Africa, boys. You never know what's going to happen. Yes, but I had my pin on 40, so I wasn't going to shoot it.
Yeah.
Just trying to range from here and see.
Did you?
It was about 41.
I aimed at that one that was broadside on the right. Freaking Yana.
You reckon you didn't have 20 grand there?
Didn't have it in my pocket, eh?
When I saw you lining up, I thought, yes, he's blowing his insurance policy. I thought you were drawing up on that Mignala. I thought, yes, it's like taking on a loan.
Now you may be wondering why I didn't shoot that glorious looking Nyala bull in its splendor right there. It's an animal that I could not justify shooting right at that moment. Hunting is so much more than just killing what's in front of you. Although I have nothing against opportunistic hunting, and often partake in it myself, this just didn't feel right at the time. A Nyala is also quite an expensive animal, so if I was going to shoot one, I prefer to have hunted it and not shot it opportunistically. Only after realizing that we were once again outfoxed by the herd ram did I decide to try and take the opportunity to get some meat and shoot the ewe. On later review, I saw the arrow hit the smallest overhanging twig and deflect right, missing her by inches. The light was fading fast, so we headed back to the camp, once again with an empty truckload, but full of an emotion I cannot yet find a name for. Hunting is easy.
is it. Let's make a set then.
The matrix buck, as I affectionately refer to it, is an ungulate who can somehow read my mind and sense the arrow coming before it's even left my bow. It's so good at evading hunters and their projectiles that it's believed by many African hunters that they possess a sixth sense for keeping out of danger. In fact, some rams have completely ducked arrows shot at them from as close as 20 yards away. So taking a shot at one staring at me from over 40 yards in windy conditions isn't a high percentage shot. For these reasons, many bow hunters choose to shoot from a blind instead of spot and stalk. Reach back to larger back leg. That's when she saw some movement. Otherwise, could have shot her there, but when they're standing like that, you just can't shoot them. Can't shoot them over 40 yards. When they're looking at the arrow, they just jump it. Feeling like the worst hunter in the world, we kept moving on and eventually spotted another herd move off into some bush. This was the last stalk of the day, as light was fading fast. The three of us entered the thicket cautiously, but this time something felt different. The torment of constant failure had turned into pure motivation. Use the other knife. Use your knife because you spined it. You spined it.
I know it. Let's go quick. Let's go. We're not going on empty-handed.
Spiker. It's hard enough to bow hunt, but to do it with 3 people and filming it as well is almost an impossible task. Yet even though this time we were just up to the task, I'm left with a feeling of humbleness. I'm humbled by incredibly good these buck are at staying alive. I'm humbled by how many times I lost. I feel like a boxer who stood 10 rounds, beaten to a pulp, and managed to just get one fortunate punch in right at the end. There's no reason to be dancing or gloating over this animal. I'm not all of a sudden going to pretend how good I am for successfully shooting this beast with the bow. In fact, just the opposite. This animal is a worthy opponent who wiped the floor with me for 2 days. It's an animal I respect so much more than I ever could have imagined. Importantly, I'm mighty grateful to this ram for the meat he will provide me and my family. I will never forget him, the Matrix Buck. Thank you so much for joining us on that hunt. Please hit the subscribe button, that would really help us out. Follow us on Instagram too at African Born Adventures. If you think you'd like to take part in a hunt like this, get in contact with us and we gladly point you in the right direction.